silence so that our attention is now focused again towards the conference. So I would request you all to please close your eyes for a few moments. So there is a little bit of change in our original planning. Our first session will be now taken by Professor Polyakov, and the session is based on World, a product of a system of relations, interdependence of all 12 civilizations in the lotus of the world. So a very warm welcome, sir, and I would request you to kindly proceed with the session.
I'm glad to greet you, all of us, here on the conference. Pardon for my way of speaking English, not so perfect, I'll try. But our way here was not so easy. We crossed the country, India, from southern part to Kashmir, through the Himalayas, and it was really a big tour and big expedition of exchanging our experience. We brought from 12 civilizations of the world, and that's why we bring to India for better understanding, for mutual cooperation. And we try to do our best and show the Kashmir Lake and southern part India. And really, it was very important to us. And now I'll start, and we'll be speaking by short ideas, because pardon for my English. The spirit of New Age of Aquarius is the new foundation of new way of life, new energy, new thinking, new abilities. The spirit of the New Age is the healing enlightenment of new era. And by the way, the more important part of my session will be, it's possible maybe to see on the screen. A new era requires a new architectural design for the creation of the temple of life. Spirit of a new era, universal algorithm of universal laws for the development of the universe micro and macrocosmic cosmos. Universal algorithm for the operation of the universal laws of existence, creation life of the universe. We combine all directions of thinking, of philosophy, religious, but in new era, it's a necessary new, how to say, way of using this knowledge. Everything in the universe is the interconnected and interdependent. Therefore, it develops according to the universal algorithm of action of the general laws of being. That's the main topic, algorithm of action of the general laws of being. To unite all directions of thinking, it's necessary to have a common basement, universal basement. All people saying that they agree with this idea, but this foundation, it's mathematics, it's physics, it's chemistry, it's philosophy, and first of all, really it's necessary was to do universal modeling, universal algorithm of action of the general laws of being, how they possible to create like algorithm to use like mathematical, physical or chemical understanding. And also it's well-known laws, but universal algorithm goes on of using it. Law of polarity, law of succession, law of causality, law of cyclicity, law of alternativity, law of hierarchy, law of goal orientation, pardon. And that's why I told, therefore the purpose of the area is to reveal the inner world of the causality of all phenomena, their purpose. And then it is necessary to mathematically, physically, chemically, accurately describe the path of the spirit's embodiment into life, followed by the extraction of the experience of the soul as co-creation on earth, with the subsequent translation of the crystals of the soul's experience into the super system of the universe along the hierarchy of the mind, of the axis of the spirit. This means that these are processes of universalization, systematization and inversion. This is mathematics of modeling, unification, integration, transition processes of inversion, physics of balance, interdependence and harmony of field and matter, the chemistry of unity, sacrifice and going beyond the past into the future, psychosystemology of resonance, of purpose in relationships that create a new world of new opportunities. And now I'll show you some practice of our methods, how to use it. And just a moment, I'll do my best in this way. I'll try. And just a moment. We've been in the mountains only a few days ago, and doing on the bank of the river, balance of four forces of nature, like this. It's a special practice that we are doing harmony in the outer world, and also combine inner world and outer world. We are combining breathing practice, mind practice, and also active dynamic practice in a collective strategy and social way of activity, self-government and so on. That's why it's a one only feature, but not the last. We will provide different practices during our sessions. And also I'll show you some practice like, just a moment, like another prognostication and possibility to make diagnostics. Just a moment. Like this. Not the same. I want it. Okay. Okay, maybe sometime later we'll do the best, because it's not so easy to do for me to operate this system. I am more not so technically specialized. Okay. Everything in the universe is interconnected, as I told before, and interdependent. Therefore, it develops according to the universal algorithm. In the basement of all things must be universal things, or else we could see each other if we won't vibrate on the same levels. And the same levels, it's the possibility in universal state of world to create communications, contacts, and development our connections. That's why universal algorithm and modeling, universal modeling for space, time, and energy. How to create common space, common flow of time, and united energy system. That's the practice, not only theory, but theory must lie on the basement of this theory. And such as the practices, also 7 steps, 7 universal laws toward a new life of new relationships. Each step is very strict law in practice and also in mind of person. It's necessary to do special activity of person to do these steps and special understanding each step. And that's why it's like a step by step we are creating temple of life. And also in time, it's creation relations in space. In time, it's a well-known model, man and woman, and also according to 12 steps. Each step, also we have a strict model of doing space, time, and energy processes. And also it could be possible to go further into world of every processes. And maybe we will have possibility to create these possibilities to like a universal government of the processes. It's a universal models helps us, and it's a really new education in new era, and healing enlightenment of new era also, based on the disclosure of the inner world of man, the collective strategy, the system of public self-management, and the nature-oriented way of life. And if we will take broader outlook, each subsequent civilization includes the experience of previous one and determines the emergence and the development of the next one. That means the core of LOTUS of the world. Each civilization depends on previous and also create possibility to develop next. That's why India, with the other civilizations connected in the one circle. And this circle will be create possibility to develop all mankind if all civilization, if all civilization will be connected and also will founded on the previous experience. That's why we are here. We know that our development founded on the previous development, and India, it's like libre and connected person and common development. And that's why if I would like to connect myself with the world, I need to involve Indian experience in myself, and by the way also to give India my experience. We created conditions to gather experience of all 12 civilizations and to put into our relations with Indian friends, with Indian temples, with Indian culture, because we traveled, I told you, around India, and it was a big expedition. I could say that it was from the beginning, December till now, and in all direction of communications, and we have really this cycle system model, and this model shows us the importance different to 12 parts of India, and historical and nowadays development of India in these directions, and that's why we could possibility to put experience of 12 civilizations in the strict directions. And also you could see that the same processes going on the microcosmic processes and macrocosmic. Between people, when we are gathering all together, the same processes and the same way of how to exchange our experience and to do possibility to go on a new, according to the quality level of development, and to create flow of energy, of new thinking, of new way of life. That's why every time the great, the great circle of dispersion of 12 crystals, 12 qualities of experience, and 12 civilizations is gathered, it becomes possible to initiate 12 sectors of culture of each civilization. And then the civilization stimulates 12 peoples, the peoples stimulate 12 clans, the clans stimulate 12 families. This is how interdependence occurs, and no civilization can then develop in isolation. This is what creates the lotus of the world and what makes humanity a collective beginning. As the experience is gathered from the roots of the tree and transferred through the trunk to the crown, this is the essence of our planet Midgard, the fourth kingdom of nature, which is a transitional process from the root system to the trunk of and crown. I mean this tree, and the first civilization was given to mankind. We know it like a southern experience, and now it's tree of life. It's a very important part of our life, because all civilizations grown up their trees and gather their crops, and then the seeds will be taken by mankind, and a new way of life will be done. And then also, just a moment, I'll do my best. I would say also some features about man as universal product of exchange with all nature systems. A new way of life gives rise to a new thinking, synthesizing figurative, four-dimensional, sensory, logical, non-standard. We have a necessity task to create in a new era collective conditions for development, personality, and we see that the person put possible developed by yourself without collective strategy, because we are all products of system exchange with the world. And that's why also universal laws lying down in our practice, like in predestination formula and others we use for describing the process of development. A new way of life gives birth to a new world view, a causal, systematic, hierarchical, value-based. And we could put these values on the 7 level and say what mankind needs to develop, and all peoples in the world will have common values. We have different forms of culture, but inside, inner world of us has a universal basement. That's why, once again, pardon for my not so well-developed English, I'll try to show the common idea of universology. You could feel how many not only information, but skill, maybe experience inside universology is, and we will try to do our best to give this experience to you in our next sessions, in the practice of our communication. Thank you for listening.